Tonight in national news, another tragic, deadly shooting at a house of worship today. This time it happened at a synagogue near San Diego, California. One person is dead and 3 others are wounded. As Kenneth Craig reports, the 19-year-old male shooter is in custody as authorities investigate his motive.
The attack happened inside this Southern California synagogue, allegedly at the hands of a 19-year-old man. Authorities say he gunned down worshipers, killing 1 woman and injuring 3 others, including a young girl.
He was just focused to kill. You saw the hate and you saw the murder in his eyes.
The suspect has been widely reported. Identify the suspect as John Ernest.
According to the sheriff, upwards of 100 people may have been inside the synagogue.
And he had a vest, and he had like clips in the vest. You know, he was ready.
After the gunman opened fire, authorities say he tried to get away. Officials say a short time later, the shooter surrendered, calling into authorities to turn himself in.
As our officer was exiting the freeway, he clearly saw the suspect in his vehicle. Suspect pulled over, jumped out of his car with his hands up. As the officer was placing this 19-year-old male into custody, he clearly saw a rifle sitting on the front passenger seat of the suspect vehicle. And the suspect, as I said, was taken into custody without any further incident.
As a precaution, the San Diego Police Department said it was providing extra patrols to nearby houses of worship. Kenneth Craig, CBS News.
The synagogue shooting comes 6 months to the day after 11 people were killed at the Tree of Life Synagogue massacre in Pittsburgh. In other national news, President Trump in Green Bay, Wisconsin tonight promising a really big rally. He's expected to take shots at the Mueller report and celebrate the new economic numbers. Here's Nicole Killian.
For a 3rd year in a row, President Trump is keeping up his tradition of holding a campaign rally instead of going to the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
The Correspondents' Dinner is too negative. I like positive things, okay?
As he golfed this morning with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, the president's aides focused on the newest entrant to the 2020 race, former Vice President Joe Biden.
I found his announcement video to be unfortunate, certainly a missed opportunity, but also just very dark and spooky.
We are in the battle for the soul of this nation.
Biden raised a record $6.3 million within the first 24 hours of launching his campaign with this video, where he criticized the president's response to the 2017 unrest in Charlottesville, Virginia.
He said there were, quote, some very fine people on both sides.
If you look at what I said, you will see that question was answered perfectly.
The president didn't hold back against other 2020 contenders as he tested out his message before supporters at the National Rifle Association convention Friday.
And we're thinking about slogan, keep America great, because you have socialists and far left Democrats that want to destroy everything that we've done.
This is not about rhetoric anymore or bumper stickers. This is about reality.
In Las Vegas, 6 of the Democratic hopefuls appealed to the pillar of their party, addressing the SEIU, one of the largest labor unions in the country.
We need a president of the United States, which is the kind of president I intend to be, who will fight for working people.
Biden did not attend the forum, but he is reportedly expected to pick up the endorsement of the International Association of Firefighters when he kicks off his first campaign event in Pittsburgh Monday. The president's decision to campaign in Wisconsin tonight is likely not by accident. This time last year, it was Michigan. The year before that, it was Pennsylvania. All states he won in 2016 and wants to hold on to in 2020. Nicole Killian, CBS News, the White House.
All right, bringing it back here locally. Joining me now is Rob Griggs. And is it time for the umbrellas?
It's going to be time for umbrellas, but get a sturdy one because wind can destroy an umbrella really fast. Let's just change the subject altogether. Let me show you a picture right now to kind of cheer you up a little bit. This came from Mary Gibbons. She was out taking in Woodbine Falls near Nye. That was just a great shot. Kind of cheered me up a little bit, realizing that, you know, we'll return to some spring weather, but not anytime soon. Right now outside, we got a few showers, 44 degrees, winds out of the north, 21 miles an hour with some higher gusts. Now, our reported high temperatures today were on the cool side when you look at places like Glendive at 46 degrees, almost 70 though at Worland. You can see across the satellite radar picture right now. More heavy rain, even some potential thunderstorms heading in our direction. As we zoom in just a little bit right now, you can see some of those stronger cells of precipitation to the south of us. And here are the big three headlines for the spring storm system moving in. Rain showers tonight, gusty winds added to the rain showers tomorrow, then colder weather with snow showers on the way. We'll take a complete look at the statewide forecast in just a little bit. Zoe?
All right, thanks, Rob. National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day was today. The Elks Lodge in Billings offered folks a chance to keep their prescription drugs off the streets. The annual Prescription Drug Take-Back Day offers a safe place to dispose of unused medications. People at the Elks Lodge had filled 7 boxes seen here by noon. This event keeps pounds of medication off the streets and out of the waterways.
We acknowledge that opioid addiction is a growing problem around the world, in the United States especially, and we see that unfortunately growing in the city of Billings. So really, we are doing our part to diminish the demand for opioids here in Billings.
And again, the Prescription Drug Take-Back Day is a nationwide event. Every year, the Take-Back Day collects literally tons of unused medication. Well, the Great American Cleanup is the #1 cleanup effort in the country. Those involved call it the feel-good event of the year. Many dropped off bags at the community center after picking trash up around Billings. Nationwide, about 1.5 million volunteers in 20,000 communities participate in Great American Cleanup season during the spring. It's part of Keep America Beautiful, and Bright and Beautiful is the group here in Billings. And well, the natural beauty in Montana may already motivate some to clean up.
They are inclined to clean up on a daily basis anyway. But when there's an event like this, when everybody in the community can come out on the same day and feel good about themselves and the act of expressing their pride in their community, it's a really great thing.
Joni Tooley says last year the Great American Cleanup brought in nearly 2 tons of trash from around Billings. Also in Billings news today, the Montana Women's Expo was held at Metro Park. The expo is specifically geared toward women and their interests. Businesses and area organizations got a chance to show off their services to women in the community. Jessica Taylor owns Just Like That Fashion, a local clothing company that does all their work right here in Billings. She says the Women's Expo is great for ladies in the community.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. It is fantastic to have a place where women can come together and just experience each other and have that moment with each other. You know, there's so many things that we don't get to do together, and to have that day to spend and talk and interact and show what we've got for each other is super exciting.
In other local news today, the YMCA gave families a chance to see what it offers for staying fit and active during the summer. Healthy Kids Day showcased the big gym and the rest of the facility in downtown Billings. Now, this event was held at YMCA's across the country. Kids can sign up for 11 camps and also learn about science, technology, engineering, and even math. The event promotes healthy living, fun, and getting together with families.
Kids kind of have that unity with their families and get to become a part of health with their families and moms and dads and stuff. Get them active with some of our classes going on today. It gives families a chance to come in and really see what the Y is all about, because we are so much more than just a swim and gym here at the Y.
The Y also had experts to talk about water safety, bike safety, and selfie safety. Casey Blanchard was shot 8 times in March, an incident that left 1 man dead. He sustained injuries to the arm, chest, spine, abdomen, and both of his legs. He has undergone 10 surgeries and was moved to rehabilitation on April 16th. A benefit for the family was held in Stevensville earlier today, and his mother-in-law says his pregnant wife, Lavella, is by his side in Salt Lake City as he continues to recover.
There's a lot of things they're going to have to overcome in their life and be able to, fit into a home, a car, whatever. But I think with our community and with our state behind us, it's not going to, they're not going to have a problem.
Now, hundreds of people filled St. Mary's Parish in Stevensville for a spaghetti dinner, raffle, and live and silent auctions. Funds will go directly to the Blanchard family. And Julie Blanchard, Casey's mom, is also recovering from injuries. She is using a walker and making progress in rehab. Calhoun has been watching Blanchard's 2 sons and driving them to Salt Lake City every couple weeks to visit. She says he's thankful to be alive.
It's been up and down. It's been a roller coaster ride, but I'm just very blessed that we have him with us.
Shelley Hayes died from injuries, and Trooper Wade Palmer is also recovering in Salt Lake. All Montana Buffalo Wild Wing locations are donating a portion of their proceeds to the victims' families on May 13th, and a coupon to participate can be found on our website. Well, stay with us. More to come on the 10 o'clock news. When the sun is out, motorcycles take to the streets. And after the break, we hear from a local group of riders spreading safety awareness. And later in sports, it's a free agent frenzy after today's NFL draft to see which local products are getting a shot at the next level.
You're watching MTN News with Zoe Zandora, Storm Tracker weather with Rob Griggs, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.